Guys, welcome back. Sorry for the month-long delay. Life's been busy, but I'm gonna go ahead and just jump straight into this video, man. As you can see, this game we are about to play is not only the bitter rivals, the crosstown demons, the Copenhagen Derby against B93 and FC Copenhagen, but this is the cup final, the Danish Cup final. We're away at Copenhagen. This is the first time in this save's history that we could actually win a piece of silverware. Even when we got promoted from the Nordic Bet Liga, we only won promotion by coming in second. If you guys remember, OB stormed the league. So this is our chance. It's going to be a very tough one. I will promise to show you guys a lot more. Obviously this is a cup final. It's already pretty late in the season. Hold on though. Sogard's got the ball. Oh my God, JP Hansen. JP Hansen bottom bin slots it through his 29th of the season, and that is a very big goal because that goal from JP Hansen breaks the club record for goals total in a season. Not league goals, not cup goals, not whatever, just total overall goals in a season by a B93 player. JP Hansen with a goal that gives us the lead against our big-time rivals in the cup final, just cemented himself in history, potentially in more ways than one. Okay, if you guys notice, he is hurt. About, I want to say 3 weeks ago, he broke his lower arm, like his forearm, and he's wearing a cast, and he's just playing through it. So he has a little cast in game, and I mean, the guy he's the heart and soul of this team right now. Like I said, after this game, we'll go over the entire year. This is probably going to be a quick video, just a really quick summary of this 2027 season. Because one, like I said earlier, it's been a month. So I just wanted to kind of get one back out there, show you guys what's been going on, let you guys know that I'm still here. We're still going to be pumping out videos, hopefully when I can. But this save is still very fun. And hopefully we can walk away with some silverware right here and show you guys about JP Hansen. He has Oliver Ross with an assist from Whataburger. Just absolutely ties it up in the 29th. Okay. That was a really good little throw-in tactic. Haven't seen that in a while. Just a little dink header over the top, and Oliver Ross bangs it in. Obviously, nothing's changed on our defense. Our defense is still in shambles. But, it is what it is when you're a youth-only save. Mads Koza is like the only defender that we've ever gotten decent enough to even come through the academy. I will say, that was a really good tactic. Oh my God. Okay, we bring it right back. 35th minute, already 3 goals. Niels Morberg, the kid who has only been on B93, the man who started this save with us, he has been with the club in real life, only with the club, and we have brought him all the way with us to potentially taking a title, not a title, but taking a cup and our first piece of silverware. And that would be poetic if our number 6, if our one-time vice captain was the one that actually sealed the deal for us, or at least played a part in it. But I mean, yeah, again, the defense is in shambles. Mads is looking good. Again, we will have a nice catch-up after this. We're going to play this cup final. Then I'm probably going to finish the year. And then what we'll do is we'll catch up in the end. I'll show you guys stats. I'll show you guys players. I'll show you guys, what's been going on. I'll show you the youth intake we just had. We did have a really good center back come in this youth intake. So that hopefully will be Mads Koza's partner in the future. Because Phil Mortensen playing the right center back, he ain't awful, but he's not good. He's not ever going to really be that great, I don't think. But you never know, especially in this save. Anyway, though, I think when we last saw each other, I don't remember what tactic I even was running. I think it was the 4-4-2 diamond, and it really wasn't, hitting. So went back, kind of rebuilt a more structured, just solid 4-3-3, as you guys are seeing. I don't know. We just have so many options up at forwards, wingers, striker. I just had to kind of throw those options out there. Volbe's having a stinker right now, almost a 6 even. Jesus Christ. And as I was hyping them up, Lasse Rosefelt, though, has been really, really good as a sneaky good regen. Playing, he can play left wing, he can play 10, he can play striker, and he's just overall very good. Um, man, I don't know what to do here. Hansen's cooked, but obviously he's our star boy. Uh, Knee strip's one I'm going to show you guys in a bit too. He doesn't even have a face yet. I need to get him a face. But he is just full of pace. You know, he's not the greatest. Oh, hold on. JP Hansen with a free kick bangs it right off a defender's face. It is what it is. Okay, 82nd minute. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, Hansen almost gets his brace. That would have sealed the deal. We got probably 4 or 5 minutes of extra time coming, so about 10 minutes left. Let's make a few subs, probably slow some things down here. Ugh. We'll put in the captain, let the captain get involved. He's a bit more defensive, way more, locked down when it comes to that. Okay, extra time's coming. We got 5 minutes. This would be genuinely insane work if we can do this. Not only because it's the Danish Cup, which is a tough competition for us to win, because we have yet to crack higher than 7th in the league, but this is the first silverware that we would ever win in the save. We didn't even get to win the Nordic Bet Liga because of OB. Oh my God, Nistrup with a great strike right there. Gets deflected. Okay, now let's park the bus. We'll slow the pace down. We're going to really slow the tempo down, so hopefully we can start time wasting on this corner right now. Just really, let's try to run this clock out because we know this team is much better than us on paper. I think they got a couple players who make more than our entire payroll by themselves. So it's definitely going to be a Cinderella if we can pull this off. Harlif sends in a good ball. Nothing really going from it. Okay, this is what we got to worry about, though. On the counterattack, bad touch from him. Mosberg gets it. Morberg gets it. Okay, back to Heimer. I wish Heimer would have just kept it for a little bit. Instead, he lumps it, gives it right back to him. Please don't do this to me, FM. Okay. I mean, that's a professional tackle from Sogard right there. You know, he gave up a penalty. Well, not a penalty. He gave up a foul, but he stops the ball. The keeper's in the box. Phil Mortensen gets his head on it. Thank God, safe hands from the 2-time Golden Glove, Kim Heimer. We got 30 seconds left. Guys, hold the ball. Please hold the ball. We don't need to do anything. Okay, Lasse Roosevelt whips it into Harlov, who skies it. Okay, I guess it was tipped, but still. This should be it. Literally just hold the ball. The time's over. We are in the lead. Blow up, ref. Just blow the whistle. Come on. Come on. Please. Let's go. Boys, we have won our first silverware in the Academy Dreams. Youth only, using no one but our intake. And the lineup we used today was honestly like the perfect culmination of everybody. You know, we got guys like Kim Heimer in net, who we've never thought was going to be great. And he's been the number one since year one, pretty much, coming through that original youth intake. We got guys like Neil Morsberg, who has been on the team in real life, a youth-only kid, and we kept him. We've kept believing in him as our 6, and he is now one of the few on the stage lifting that cup up. And just look at these boys. This is what this is about. I know this isn't the league. I know this isn't a European Cup. I know this isn't the Champions League, but we got to start somewhere. And I mean, the crazy thing is this is only year 5. We had the promotion. This might be only year 4. I got to double check that, but just look, 2-1 win. We beat them on shots. We had better on target. We had better XG. I mean, we beat them on possession. To be fair, we just simply beat them. Today was our day, boys. So now without the cup, we finally got our trophy. We finally got some silverware. I'm going to finish up the season, and then we are going to catch up and really get a quick recap of this entire 2027-28 season and end it there for a nice quick short one to fill you guys back in with everything. So I'll be right back in a second, and we will catch up on everything. The year has ended, and what a year it was for the mighty B93. Obviously, we just played the cup final together. We took home the first silverware, not only in this save, but insanely importantly, as you can see, even in real life, when they got promoted from the third division to division, they finished in second just like we did. So this is the first piece of silverware the team has gotten, and God knows how long. But I know how long it's been since we won the Danish Cup, 1982. That's the first time we won the cup in that long. Now, soon, hopefully, we can knock this one off the mantle. This club is a 9-time Superliga trophy winner. We've won the league 9 times, but as you can see, it was all in the early 1900s to the mid 1940s. So this team hasn't won, maybe by the time we win it, in close to 100 years. So we still have a monumental challenge ahead of us, but boy, it feels good to be able to tick off one of the long-term challenges in this save already. As you can see, we've got some favorite personnels already here. This is 2028, so I was right. Year 1 was the year we were promoted. We've spent 3 seasons in the Superliga, and then obviously this one is the 4th. So 4 years in, we already won the Danish Cup. Honestly, at one point, I didn't think we'd get anywhere in this save. You know, when we lost Kasper Voss, we weren't really producing gyms back to back to back. I didn't know how far we'd make it, but I'm really excited to say already less than 5 years, we've won a big trophy that we've been trying to get. So JP Hansen, myself, Joey Kannoli, and Kim Heimer all becoming favored personnels. Honestly, I don't know how, especially like Kim Heimer hasn't become an icon. I will say, I think now I'm inclined to believe that JP Hansen is going to be the first club icon we produce. As I said when we were playing the cup final together, he did break the record for most overall most overall goals in a season. If we go look at the records, there it is. Most overall goals in a season is now 29. So he smashed that this year. Obviously, he broke it in the one that we needed where we won the cup. So, I mean, just an insane way to do it. But like I said, that obviously is going to help his icon case. Look at his goal scoring record already for the club. He's played 39. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read. He's played 37 games for us, and he's already scored in 19. And before we just switched the tactic maybe 2 months ago, he was playing 10 for us. So he was getting a lot of those goals playing a little bit deeper back. And I really can't wait to see what he can do kind of staying up there at striker. I mean, there's a lot of things we got to catch up on with him too. As you can see in his career milestones, not only did he win Player of the Spring, not only did he win runner-up for the Golden Boot, this one is the big one. He won the Europa Conference League Player of the Season. Now, I know it's the Conference League. It's not Champions League. It's not even Europa League. I get it. But he's beaten people from Tottenham. He's beaten people from Sporting. He's beating all of these bigger clubs that are in this competition, and he's doing it all at 18 years old. As you can see, he lit up the Conference League. In 11 matches, he averaged almost a 7-7 with 9 goals, 4 assists. I mean, the kid was prolific in Europe. And what else can we ask for when we're trying to build this youth-only Academy Dreams thing? So, I mean, he is killing it. He was also in the best 11 overall for the league this year. As you can see, in the Superliga, he started 20 matches, featured in 25 total, had 16 goals, 3 assists, average of 7-3. I mean, it was a fantastic year for him. Honestly, this is one of those years that sets him apart from people like Kasper Voss. You know, Kasper Voss never had this good of a season in Europe. I know he only had 1 year with us in Europe, but still, you know what I mean? This guy is a pivotal shift for us right now. He's 6'3". He's developing well still. He's already a leading player for the Superliga, but we know he has so much more potential to go. So I'm really hoping that this is when, since we've won the cup, since we did good in Conference League, which I will show you that, and obviously since we won the cup, this puts us next year into Europa League, which we've never been in the club's history. So this is another big leap. And since we're growing bigger reputation-wise, since we're getting deeper in these big competitions, winning trophies, I'm really hoping people like JP Hansen and some of the other kids with big potential don't pull a Kasper Voss on us. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. The big clubs are going to come sniffing. Yes. But I also hope our board doesn't cuck us like they did last time and just accept lowball $6 million offers for people like Kasper Voss, which, by the way, I checked on Voss the other day. Take a guess at what his value is now at Arsenal. $60 to $88 million. So This brother's going to be a star, whether it's for Arsenal or whether he gets transferred out somewhere else. Good news is I have a 40% sell on clause. And what's insane is if we ever needed it, which we don't, but I could already buy that clause out for $15 million. So the day that Casper inevitably leaves Arsenal for game time for whatever reason, we get 40% of that next sale. So we're going to have a lot of money rolling in just from him, which is very nice to have. Anyway, though, back to JP, back to the guy who's still with us. Like I said, insane season for him this year. If we take a look, not advice, if we take a look at his progress overall, right, you can see that he has gone up. He's not, maybe it doesn't look like the Kim Heimers of the world where he's putting up 6, 7, 8s, but remember, he's only been here for less than 2 years. And you can see finishing's already up 2, passing's up 3, his mentals are up a lot, the vision up 4, decisions up 2, both very, very, very good things to go up, especially this young, and a couple 1s and 2s overall in his physicals. So for an 18-year-old who's 6'3", who's got a very well-rounded scope of everything, I'm really looking forward to see what we can get out of him in the future. And if we take a look at this, look at the forwards on his pie chart. And if you guys don't know much about the pie chart, this takes every player that you're sorting by the forwards role from the top 20 leagues in the world. So as you can see, he's outperforming so many people in all top 20 leagues playing up top at the forward position. His possession one, he even presses well. Obviously, he wins a lot of headers. He gets a lot of shots off. He scores great goals. He has very good expected assists, progressive passes, possession one. I mean, you can't ask for much more when it comes to one of our own, a kid who was born and bred right here in Copenhagen at B93. So, JP Hansen, love the kid. Think he's going to be a club icon very soon. And hopefully, we can keep on to him. Now, I said he did finish second in the Golden Boot race, and you can see why. Sebastian Esposito from Nordsjælland, which actually won the league, popped off. 23 goals in 26 games. Not much about catching that up anytime soon. Still, Hansen finished a respectable second with 16 goals. Now, as you see here, Nordsjælland did win the league by quite a few margin. We obviously were back in the relegation group because when are we not? But we did finish Let's see. We did finish 7th again. So far in our seasons up, we finished 9th, 7-7. So, it's a steady improvement. 36 points, 44, and this year 50. And the best thing about all these points rising is the goal difference keeps climbing besides that second year. We don't talk about that second year. So we had a +3 last year. This year we had a +7. We are going in the right direction. Thank God. And you see here, we led the league with goals. We just sadly were also bottom 3 with leaky defense. If we can ever tighten up that defense, the league doesn't know what's going to hit them because we're going to be able just to score 3-4 a game. And, right now we're just kind of letting a lot in. But I'm going to go to the schedule here in a second. You can see we finished the year very strong. Won the cup final that we played together. Beat Viborg 3-0. Beat Brøndby 2-1, Horsens 2-0, Lyngby to finish the year at 1-1 draw. Overall, those last 5 games, look at those goals, look at those results. If we can continue this, if we can carry this into next season, potentially, we can finally finish higher than 7th, maybe even make it to the championship group for once in our life instead of the relegation group, but you never know. Don't want to get too big on our britches, especially since next year we're going to be playing European football in Europa League, which we've never been in yet. It's going to be a very big challenge, of course. The good news is the money alone is going to be fantastic. Now, one other thing. Finally, is the board allowed me to improve the youth facilities. So as you can see here, the training facilities they've been up, going with. I've been trying to start getting some more affiliate clubs. This one sucked because I was hoping for more of like another European affiliate club in another country, so then I could have other nationalities come through the youth intake. But regardless, training facilities, state of the art. You can't get better training facilities than us. Youth recruitment, first class. Hard to have better youth recruitment than us. The youth facilities finally are going to be 3.5 stars in the next couple months when the facilities get done. And that's going to be giant for us because the facilities are off the charts, the recruitment's off the charts. So when we get these players like JP Hansen, they perform crazy in training because we have such good facilities. The coaching's good. All of that stuff is great. Now, we're going to take a look at some of these other players for the year, catch you guys up on all that, and go ahead and wrap this video up. Mads Koza, the savior of the back line. He still looks good. Overall this year, he played a lot of games for us, started 34 games, averaged very close to a 7. And in Conference League, he averaged above a 7. So can't ask for much more than an 18-year-old center back there. I mean, in a dream world, we have a partner. And I'll show you who I think the partner will be soon. But 6'2", he's very good when it comes to his mental abilities, the decisions, the bravery. He's fast too, which has always been his biggest upside for me. I know once we first got him, that's what I always pointed out, because 14 excel, 12 pace at 6'2" center back, especially in the league we're in, that's going to be very, very useful. The one thing I'm really trying to hope he can still get up is his strength and heading. Neither one of them are the best, but overall, again, beggars can't be choosers when it comes to our defense. And as you can see, this is what we talk about when we talk about those state-of-the-art, world-class training facilities. At 18 years old, look how much he has grown already. The marking going up 6 is outrageous. The positioning going up 5, decisions 4, his pace 2, his strength 1. This kid, by the time he's 22, 23, could genuinely be one of the better center backs in the Superliga. I mean, if heading gets up to 14, if his marking continues to grow, if his positioning continues to grow, if his strength hits double digits, he's going to be crazy. I mean, he's really going to be crazy. So I can't wait to see what we can get out of that. And before we move on, I think I'm going to go ahead and show you who his potential counterpart back here will be. Philip Simonson Sorensen, FSS, came through the Youth Academy this season. And as you can see, he looks to be a gem. 15 years old, already 6 foot tall, 2-footed, but he's preferred on the right, which is great because Mads is a left-footed center back. Can play right back, so he's useful. A little bit of a Swiss Army knife, but again, another kid who came through with just stellar mentals. 19 aggression, 16 bravery, 18 determination mixed with his driven personality, 16 teamwork, and then look at his technical abilities for a 15-year-old. Already got 15 heading, which is great because we just saw Mads doesn't have the best heading. He's got 13 marking and 14 tackling. All of those already, just his technical ability alone at center back, makes him one of the best technically gifted center backs we have in this entire save. And that's insane. Now, the thing he's got to get better at, of course, is his physicals. But good news is, he's a young kid that comes with time. The strength, obviously, we don't like to see that. It's only 6. Stamina is only 7. He does have some pretty decent speed out of the box, 11 pace mixed with 8 acceleration. Hopefully, we can get his jumping up as well. But I mean, even if these physicals get towards 10s, 11s, 12s, he's going to be great. So next year, as soon as he hits 16, which lucky for us is just in a few weeks here, next year he's going to take Philip Mortensen out of his starting role. He wasn't bad, right? You can't ask much more from the guy who's also just 16 getting thrown in. But Mortensen is going to be much more of a rotation player. The good news is, again, he can play midfield. He can play right back. He can play center back. He's 2-footed. He's a perfect guy to throw into the mix. He's more physical of all of them. He's quick. He's got a little bit of strength. He's 6'2". He can't head the ball well. Nothing else really is shining about him. He was awful in Conference League, which makes sense for a young kid going up against other European clubs. But again, we have another future center back to pair up with Mads Koza finally. FSS will be the center back starter next season. He's already rocking the number 5 shirt. Koza's rocking the number 4 shirt. They're going to be back there leading the line potentially for 15 years. Who knows, really? So I'm really excited to see how that goes. Now, some other players to point out. Volby has some attention from some other clubs, as always. Luckily for us, it's just another club in the league. Not really too concerned about that. He had another weird season. In the league, he averaged a 7. He had 5 goals, 8 assists. Can't complain about it. Overall, he had 10 and 9. I think we've talked about it before, but the thing that always hinders him is he hates big matches. He goes ghost. And we just saw a perfect opportunity, not opportunity, a perfect example of that. When we played the cup final together, he had a 6-1 before I subbed him off. You know, one of our best players on the team never shows up in the big games. And it's really a shame. And I think I'm going to have to start putting him on the bench for those big games because it's just pointless. I mean, it's in his DNA. That's just who he is at the end of the year. But here we are again. Great player on paper for us. Really nice that he can play on the wing. Really nice that he can play up top at striker. Sadly, he's just never really performed well. You know, he's not bad. I don't mean this in a way that, well, he's garbage or whatever, right? But for someone that looks this good on paper, you'd almost expect 10 goals from him every season. You know, a 10-3 guy, a 10-5 guy, whatever. But, you know, it's still not bad. So there's Julius Volby. Michael Grieve had a weird year. Someone I thought that was going to have a really big year for us. Really didn't. Again, not bad. Total 8 goal contributions in the league. Overall 13 for everything. No bad stats, nothing crazy, but I did think he was going to take a leap this year, and he sadly did not. But now that we have gone back to the 4-3-3, some more wingers, he might have a better season next year playing in a more natural position. We have shoved him a lot back here in midfield because of his great passing and technique, but I think his vision and lack of teamwork and work rate really hinder him in the midfield. So next season, going back to playing him at winger, we're going to see if we can get back to some of these years where he was, you know, averaging a little bit more in the assist departments, the 7s, and this year only averaging about 3, last year 4. So hopefully we can get that back out of him next year. Overall, though, can't hate on the short king on the wing. He's always been good for us. Really hoping that we can get more out of him next year. Another kid I was hoping would take a big leap this year, and he kind of did. Again, 10 goal contributions in the league. Played pretty well in Europe for us. Overall, 7 goals, 9 assists in the entirety of the season. Not bad from our number 10, the 19-year-old Thomas Sogard. A guy that's really has no threat of losing his spot in the midfield, especially for our playmaker role. As you can see, 15 passing, 16 vision to go along with that technique and first touch that is just out of the gym. The good news is he's 19 and he still has potential to go. And this is another kid that, look, I mean, it's just off the charts when it comes to his development. 4s, 3s across the board. His mentals are up 6 and 5s everywhere. Stamina's up 4. You can't get more better than this. More better? You can't get better than this when it comes to, again, developing kids from the club, from the youth academy. Already got over 100 caps for the team. It's really great to see just how much of these kids have been playing so much and so well. One that I was talking about earlier is Laze Rodfeld. I know we spoke about him in the last episode because he did look good. He was a youth academy kid pretty recently. He's getting close to making his 20 appearances for the club. And as you can see, he's played really well, especially in those last 10 matches. 2 goals, 2 assists, averaging a 6.8. And he's had some very big goals for us this year. In Europe, he featured a lot, kind of like a rotation player. 5 starts, 4 off the bench. Not bad. Had 2 assists in those games. Overall, a 5-8 season goal contribution-wise. Assists were very high for him. And as you can see, Michael Grieve will have some competition next year on the wing. And it's nice to have that, not only for competition's sake, but just more importantly for rotation, injuries, whatever may happen. So next season, he's going to feature a lot on that left wing, maybe even sometimes coming in at striker just because of his pace and finishing ability. One thing I do need to make sure he gets better at is his first touch and crossing. Overall, though, he's got a professional, mindset. He's got some good determination to him. I think he will keep going up. And as you can see, not too bad already for the young 17-year-old. So that's one to look out for. Now, one that I am sadly not blown away by is a guy who I thought was going to be one of our best youth intake prospects ever. Sadly, Roman the Great has never really done anything special for us. His first year, 4-4, second year, 5-3. Again, he's playing right back, so those numbers are great, but his averages are bad. And again, I can't put my finger on, is it bad because he's a part of the defense that's horrible? Or is it bad because he's just not that great? And I don't know. When I watch the games that we play, and I play a lot of them, probably at least 75% of the games I actually play, I don't quick sim. He never looks bad, but he just never puts out good average ratings. So again, I'm not saying he's bad. Trust me,
He's not losing that job anytime soon, although Klaus was playing good this year. But it's just one of those guys where I would hope to see more, and hopefully next year we can get some more out of him. Now, again, speaking of Klaus Anderson, he's a nice backup to have. As you see in the league, he had 7 assists. So he outperformed Roman when he got the start. And he started a lot this year because Roman was hurt a bit, obviously, with all the heavy rotations of game. Sometimes he also just won because I favored him more. You know, he was on a hot streak. I had to keep the hot hand. So not great in Europe, really good in the league for us. Another young kid who came in that very first intake, and it's nice to have a couple options back there. So I don't want to keep talking about everybody, but I do want to show you Harlov, the guy who I thought was going to be better than Kasper Voss, and overall had a really good year this year. He kind of finally turned that corner. In Europe, he went bonkers. As you can see, 14 starts, 10 goals, 4 assists. He was really hammering home against some of those, lesser sides in Europe for us. In the league, also a good year from him. 9 goals, only 1 assist, but that was one of his better goal scoring years overall in this save so far. So again, I hope he can get to this potential. I really do. He's kind of hit a wall recently and not really, popped off anything crazy in the last year or so, I'd say. And overall, his technicals haven't done a ton. Mentals have gone off the charts. Anticipation up 10 is insanity. Like, I don't know if any of my years of FM I've seen someone's mental ability go up 10, especially this young. So that's crazy. Either way, though, that's one we should definitely, hopefully, still be able to keep an eye out on in the future. Kim Heimer, you know him. You love him. Doesn't look great on paper. Still plays very well. And as you can see, averages 7 over in Europe. Played very well. Had 3 shutouts in Europe, 4 shutouts in the league. Still, his goal record ain't the best for conceding, but I don't ever really want to blame the kid. Our defense ain't the best. It is what it is. Overall, though, we did have another, because we can't stop doing it, we had another striker come through the youth intake. This is just our bread and butter. We produce strikers like crazy. And for a 15-year-old kid, I can see the makings here. The thing I don't like is he's not consistent, but I can really, really see the future of a nice, quick striker here. The acceleration needs to come up, but the natural pace of 13 is great. He already places his shots. He already likes to run through the center of the field. He's got the dribbling and finishing and technique already really, really high for someone so young. So next season, Lasse Peterson, you're probably going to be seeing featured in the 18, maybe getting some cup starts, maybe even playing in some Europa League games, depending on who we're playing. And I know he ain't the highest up in the depth chart, but let's be honest, we know what we do here with kids that have potential. They get game time. So you're going to see him featured a lot. And realistically, from this last intake, him and FSS were the ones that were the, highlights to show you guys. So those are those 2 guys. Overall, like I said, keep saying, we had a really good season. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody that you guys need to know about. Well, I'll show you Shotty too, because a good little jack of all trades. As you can see, he's an average rating beast. The 19-year-old who, this is another one that when we first got him in that youth intake, I think I was dunking on the kid. I didn't think he was ever going to be anything because he looked terrible. But it doesn't ever hurt having a Swiss Army knife like this. He can play midfield. He can play on the wing. He can play at striker. And the pace, the 2-footedness really is his saving grace. So a great year from him. 11 goals, 7 assists overall. And again, he averaged above a 7 in all competitions. And as you can see, this was his big pop-off year. Last year he featured in the same amount of games, didn't do anywhere near as much. And this year he really kind of took that opportunity and went with it. So Shadi Mansour, hopefully next year, can do something just as good. Now, before I finish this up, I do want to show you guys that we did make it decently far in the Europa Conference League, which is pretty impressive for a team such as us. We obviously had to start in the league path. We had to play 4 league path games to even make it to the league phase. And we beat some big teams like Genk from Belgium, FC20 from Netherlands. And then once we made it in there, we had a decent draw. Ives, I believe they say it, from, I believe they're Icelandic? Finnish, sorry. We beat Ives 3-2. And then coming down to Boltev, which I believe, I'm not even going to guess, Bulgarian, okay. We drew with them 2-2. We beat Sofia 2-0, which I thought was going to be one of the toughest ones. Drew against Silkeborg, that's the cup. I don't know what I'm smoking. This was the one that we should have won. We outplayed them very bad. St. Patrick's from Ireland, we drew 1-1. And then that was the knockouts. And then luckily for us, we beat them 2-1 in the second leg to move on. And that's what put us in the round of 16. And we almost, I'll have highlights on the screen because we lost, as you can see, in extra time. 2 extra time goals. This one from Danilo with 4 minutes of stoppage time put us into extra time, and they scored instantly in extra time against us. It was a heartbreaker. We could have made it into the final 8. Kickstarted us into a really bad quarterfinals after losing that. We lost a couple in our first season, and then but in the relegation
it wasn't meant
stage,
to be.
that's when I
And as you
decided
can see,
to
that
change
kinda-
formation, and we didn't lose a game in the relegation stage, including a couple cup matches there. We turned the tide against a 4-3 first leg loss in the semifinals against AGF, beat them 3-1. Obviously, we played the cup game together, but look how strong we finished that season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games to finish the year we didn't lose. So hopefully next year we can carry this momentum in. Maybe this tactic is the future, just a nice solid 4-3-3, very structured, and we'll see what happens. But that's the little recap I wanted to give you guys. Again, sorry for the delay. Life's busy. I wish I could do this all the time, but I can't. I would just want to say thank you to everybody that's, still sticking around. Thank you everybody that's been watching them all. Hopefully you guys are having as much fun with this as I am. And I'm looking forward to see you guys hopefully in the next week or so. So that'll do it from the B93 boys over here in Copenhagen. Can't wait to see you guys next time, but I'll see you then.